the proceedings, sir.
Okay, sir. Good morning. Welcome to the 24th TransTech Talk Series organized by KSCSTE, National Transportation Planning and Research Center, NATPAC. This expert talk series is a promising initiative of NATPAC, where we organize talks by eminent speakers in the field of transportation engineering to share their knowledge and expertise. Today, we have with us our distinguished speaker, Dr. Jayalath Edirisinghe, Senior Lecturer, Department of Civil Engineering, University of Peradeniya, Sri Lanka. Dr. Edirisinghe will be sharing his valuable insights on the topic Towards a Sustainable Future, Investing in Public Transportation System. I invite Mr. V.S. Sanjay Kumar, Principal Scientist and Head, Traffic Engineering and Safety Division at NATPAC, to give a brief overview of the series. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Chandni. So, good morning. All present here, respected professors, Professor Dr. Samson Matthews, sir, GMS, and all the participants over here. So, from my own behalf, I welcome all of you to the 24th edition of this TransTech Talk Series. It is one of the great initiatives by National Transportation Planning and Research Center. And it is an institute. NATPAC is an institute under the Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. And it is one of the unique institutes in the country in India, where we deal with research and consultancies in all the facets of traffic and transportation. So mostly we strive to take our research to practice. And for this one, only to facilitate the sharing of the latest advancements in the research ideas in the transportation sector, NATPAC has introduced this particular technical talk series, and it is termed as TransTech Talk Series. It aims to delve into the recent advancements in technology, especially in the traffic and transportation domain. The series started, now we are in the second, we are completing the second year. The series started in February 2023. So now we are having the 24th edition of this one. And with this particular edition, we are completing the second year. The first one, the first talk was inaugurated by Dr. Tom Matthew, who is our respected Research Council Chairman, and also a professor at IIT Bombay, and who is the HOD of the Civil Department also. The talk was by Professor Srinivas Pulugurtha from University of North Carolina at Charlotte, and this has been followed by experts from various domains across the globe. We had Srinivas Pita, we had Sunanda Dishandayagi, and a lot of experts in this particular domain. So, and we could have attendees from across the country, comprising of academicians, researchers, scientists, government officials, students, and a lot more. Before maybe just ending up, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Dr. Samson Matthew. Sir is the one behind this, what do you call it, the coining the term, pushing us and everything to make it into some practice, like having this TransTech to be continued for the 24th edition, and we definitely hope to have this to be continued. Sir, as most of us know, he was here as the director of NATPAC for the last 5 years, starting from 2020 January, and just last month only he could complete his term in a very successful manner. I take this opportunity to thank Sir Samson Matthew, sir, for on all the endeavors, especially behind this TransTech Talk series. And in addition, I would like to thank our respected Research Council, comprising of experts from various domains, and all the experts and the participants for making this talk series successful during the last 23 editions, and I hope to have the same to be continued in the future editions also. And this talk series is normally conducted by the various scientific divisions of NATPAC on a rotation basis. And this talk, the present talk, it is organized by the Traffic Engineering and Safety Division, comprising of myself, I'm V.S. Sanjay Kumar, and then Ebin Sam, Dr. Vasudevan, Ms. Ardra Krishna, Dr. Sunita, Mr. Shijit, and Mr. Tingu, Kaspar De Silva, and finally Dr. Sanjay RJ. So the efforts put in by all these officials are also well to be sort of. And for us, today we have, as already told by Ms. Chandini, Dr. Jayalath Edirisinghe. My acquaintance with Edirisinghe sir is from 2022. We were there as maybe participants, and definitely sir was not a participant. He was an expert at the TIPSI 2022 at IIT Roorkee. So that company is still ongoing, and I take this opportunity on my own personal behalf to thank Professor Edirisinghe sir to accept this talk. He is very busy, and also he had some personal issues last week, because of that, which we had to postpone this talk also. And in spite of that, he gave this particular date. Thank you, sir, on accepting the invitation and to deliver this particular talk. So that's all from my side. We look forward for active participation across the talk, and also finally we could have a proper interaction if any doubts or anything is to be added on. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Mr. Eben Samus, Scientist, Traffic Engineering and Safety Division at NATPAC, to welcome and introduce our speaker. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. NATPAC is organizing the TransTech talk series, and this is the series 24th talk series, and we are delivering a lecture on an important topic on public transportation system. As we all know, the public transportation system is very much important in terms of mobility, safety, even environment, resources, etc. Towards building a sustainable future, we have come up with a very important topic, and the talk is delivered by Dr. Jayalath Edirisinghe, University of Peradeniya, Sri Lanka. Sir, I welcome you, sir, to this talk series. Despite of the difficulties which you have joined here, we all, as part of NATPAC and as part of organizing the team of TransTech talk series, we are welcoming you to this talk series. We also welcome Dr. Samson Matthew, the former director of NATPAC, who spearheaded this talk series, and we welcome you, sir, to this session. We also welcome the faculties from different colleges. We also welcome all the attendees who are attending this talk series. Okay, thank you all for attending this session. About the speaker, sir is a distinguished academician and researcher in civil engineering with a career spanning of nearly 3 decades. He earned his bachelor's degree from University of Peradeniya, Sri Lanka, and pursued his postgraduate studies from Enheim University, Japan, where he also obtained his PhD as well. Sir's research focus on traffic congestion, road safety, which include pedestrian safety, public transportation, and railway crossing. He has also authored over 100 publications in international journals and conferences, and also actively engages in public education through articles, TV programs, books, and exhibitions. He has also enhanced his expertise through various international programs and institutes such as TRL, IIT, Lund University, Sweden. And he has also an invited speaker at various universities globally. As part of the session, we are handing over the session to the speaker, Dr. Jayalath Edirisinghe. Over to you, sir.
Eben, I request Samson Matthew sir to say a few words just before going. Sorry, Jayalath sir.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yes, I can wait for you.
Samson sir. Okay, I think sir, please. Sorry, Jayalath sir, please.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, I consider it's a great honor and a privilege to meet with you, at least online. After I visited IIT Roorkee, I had the opportunity of visiting India again last year. I attended Safety 2024, and I made 2 publications, and I met some of the friends I met during IIT Roorkee. So when I got this invitation, I was overthrilled to share my experience with you. I don't know whether I'm an eminent scholar on this subject or not, but I've been working in this area for last 25 to 30 years. More than academic side, I'm more interested in educating public and bringing this message to the general public. I have enough experience in India. I should have visited at least 10 times to various parts, mainly Delhi. And then once I had opportunity of going to Jaipur, I attended the workshop there for 1 week. And then various other cities. You might have heard about Toastmasters. I used to come to India quite frequently for Toastmaster activities. And I was overjoyed seeing your facilities. And we have a direct connection between Sri Lanka and India when it comes to public transport. So among the few areas I covered research-wise, I decided to talk about public transport, assuming you will like to see some of the Indian vehicles running on Sri Lankan roads as common public. I'm quite new to this software. I'm trying to find a way to share my screen. It was my fault. I believe I should have checked it before starting.
So
but
that
I had
third icon you can see now after start video, that third icon, one arrow, up arrow is there. Yeah, yes, now it is okay.
Yeah. Can you see my screen now? Yeah, okay. I learned something new today. Okay, good. Good. Every day we learn something new. Yes. Okay. No, I have a dual screen actually. I'm using another screen to see whether I can. Okay. I hope you can see me. Little slow. My second screen is not. Is it in the PowerPoint?
It's to be in the full screen mode, sir. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I made it full screen. I made it full screen. I'm looking at my other screen. It's not responding. Why? Will it take a little time?
Yeah, it may, sir. Depending upon the net connectivity of something, some issue could be there.
Yeah. So anyway, let the slide comes. Let me start. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I have to introduce you public transport. I experienced public transport in India. You have excellent public transport system, especially I really like this metro in India. We still do not have that kind of facilities in Sri Lanka, but most of our public transport is based on road-based train. And some of the trains are very, very old. The contribution of trains to public transport is not up to the road-based transport. Still, the presentation is not. Can I stop sharing and start sharing again?
Yes, sir. Please try that.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at another screen. I got another screen done. Let me check. Okay. I found the share button. Which is better, window or entire screen? Which should I share?
So the entire screen you just put, sir. Entire.
Okay. So source. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, sir. Now it's correct.
Yeah, good. Done. Yes, I learned something new today. So, so I thought of sharing some of the experiences I gained about public transport systems. All these were my postgraduate students' work, and I should be thankful to them in the outset for carrying out a lot of research related to public transport. My main research interest on traffic accidents, actually. I did a lot of work on public transport and the pedestrian safety, and mainly the traffic accidents. So I had to be an advice of number of committees in the country to directly appointed by the president and the parliamentary select committees locally as well as whole country-wise. And I started writing to newspapers. My whole idea during last 30 years to educate the general public. And I thought my services should not be limited to university. So I thought I should go out. That is why when I was asked to give the introduction also, this is to motivate young boys and girls. I believe all of you should be much younger than me. So let me call you young boys and girls, because I like to call myself as a young boy and girl when I was 25, 30 years old. We should go out from our comfort zone. Our comfort zone is our office. Our comfort zone is our university. But we have a responsibility towards the society. So I did 3 photographic exhibitions. One in Kandy, I'll show you where Kandy is, and 2 in Colombo. And then I did a lot of publications. I did a coffee table book, and I used to write to newspapers, and I appear in TV programs. If you have time, just type Jayalath Edirisinghe. My name is Jayalath Edirisinghe. In Google or in YouTube, you will find some of the work I did. So let me bring that aspect to you, how much public should be aware about it. When the public is knowledgeable in this, they will also shout for malpractices. Transport, as you may know, as you should have understood, not purely a technical subject like the other subjects we learn in the university. Well, my background is civil engineering. We do designs of buildings, we do designs of roads, we do designs of dams, water systems, irrigation systems, various things. When I teach in my classes, I used to tell my students, this subject is slightly different from other subjects, highway and transportation engineering, because it has 50 to 60% technical, 40 to 50% non-technical. That is the 4E concept, if you heard: engineering, education, enforcement, encouragement. And there are various others now: environment, emotional intelligence, emergency care, etc., etc. So technical component matters a lot. For non-technical component, you should make the public aware. People should know that they have a right and they should know what is the right thing. So public transport should be considered as a backbone of urban mobility. If you go to cities like Tokyo, I was in Tokyo and Kyoto about 2 months ago, and I was in Norway and I was in Sweden. So you can see how much public transport serve public movement. So it is a backbone, and it will definitely reduce environmental impact, and it promotes sustainability. Obviously, public transport is categorized as sustainable transport mode, and it is important for economic growth and social equity. And it gives a lot of social equity, and it provides opportunities to mix and mingle with people, especially youngsters, those who are more geared for mobile apps, mobile usages like mobile phones and tabs and laptops. They try to deviate from the society inside their room, inside their laptops. So public transport will open opportunities for that also. So those are social benefits. I found this image in a publication by World Bank to show how important public transport is. And I have seen this in a number of conferences. Even you might have seen the same image. I borrowed this from a World Bank report. This is the effect on roads when you use a public transport. Just imagine the number of people transported by one bus. If you have to transport it by individual cars, how many cars are required? And do you know the value of 1 square meter? We are building expressways these days. 1 kilometer of expressway cost about 5 billion rupees. If I convert that into Indian rupees, how many? I do not know. I can't find I could not find the ratio between Sri Lanka and India recently. I was in India last year, but I could not check that. So I used to tell my students, it is public money, so we should use it carefully. Therefore, public transport plays a vital role in Sri Lankan's mobility. But people are moving out from public transport. The government should seriously think about it. We have a new government. We have, I don't have any political party. They're looking at things differently. So I used to advise government. I used to write to newspapers as an advisor to the government. So the public also will know what I am writing, what I am telling, what I am advising the government. So I'm inviting, if you have time, just read my articles and send your comments. My last article was about improving public transport system in Sri Lanka. Accelerated procedure by the government, the recently established government, by making buses much safer, by removing unnecessary decorations inside buses. I did not see that much of unnecessary decorations in India, but I saw in some other countries like Sri Lanka. They are the poor mentality of the bus drivers and conductors and owners. It's very unfortunate to tell you the education level of bus drivers are not up to the average education level of majority of the country. So their world is different. They are trying to enjoy through different ways by adding illegal and dangerous items to their buses and having a dangerous honking horn, etc. So buses, these are from India. You may happy to see it. It is Ashok Leyland. Anyway, people say those are not buses in India. Those are lorries. The lorry chassis are imported to Sri Lanka, and the body is built by Sri Lankans. So that is probably why it is called Lanka Ashok Leyland. If you can read letters, it's very bit small size anyway. These are government-owned buses. We have 2 sectors. I'll show you what it is. And then trains. Trains are not that popular other than in urban areas. The contribution is only up to 6%, as I remember, go to the latest reports. And over 90% is by the road system. And then paratransit modes, tuk-tuks or 3-wheelers, again from India, Bajaj. So this is why I said at the beginning, we have very close relationships. So we have very close collaborations with India on public transport. You may be happy to see it. If you come to Sri Lanka, you will see floods of 3-wheelers and buses imported from India. So the reason for this study, actually, now this is a cross-section or junction of a major city in Sri Lanka, and see how many private vehicles are there in the photo. This is a random capture. You see how many 3-wheelers are there, but you won't see buses other than one bus that is a private bus anyway. So it adds to congestion, it contributes to accidents, and it is a serious effect of environmental problems. So we are trying to promote public transport as much as possible, bring public transport to general public. So we do high-end scientific studies, we do basic level of scientific studies, and all intention is not only to publish those as technical papers in conferences. Our idea is to bring that knowledge to students, bring that knowledge to general public, bring that knowledge to the police, etc. I do lectures in police also. People are trying to move away from buses. One is because of congestions. They're not comfortable. Somebody who used to drive a car like me feel really irritated to go in a bus because they are congested like this, overloaded, and not very safe also sometimes, overloaded. Therefore, let me share with you 2 studies I carried out. I hope you know where Sri Lanka is. We used to call India as our big brother or big sister, and we have a lot of communities. We have our main religion, few main religions brought from India. And a lot of Sri Lankans go to India for pilgrimage. I used to go to India for various other things. So that is my country. And what you see in violet is the city I am living. So commuters tend to shift from public transport to public transport to private transport. Public transport usage has decreased from 78.3% in 1999 to 62.4% in 2016. One of the reasons is this drop down is rapid increase of car ownership, various banks allowing easy loan schemes, and privatization and selfishness. When I was a child, I used to go in buses for school, but my daughter had to go in a car. I used to drive her from home to the school doorstep. According to the prediction by a very senior researcher in Sri Lanka, Amal Kumar, you might have heard about him, this will reduce from 50 to 55% to 20% in 2031. That will be very, very serious condition to our country. Our roads will be filled with small vehicles, and that will add to serious congestion, environmental pollution, and then economic losses, because we don't have fossil fuel in this country. We used to import from abroad. Every drop of fossil fuel we wasted here is a drain of money out from the country. So it has a lot of green angle. Public transport reduces carbon footprint, which is a very, very serious issue. A role of mitigating air pollution and traffic congestion. And it will increase socializing. People will have time to talk to others. We should enjoy doing that. Will there be a day coming like this? Throw out all the mobile phones to a dustbin, and people enjoy mixing and mingling with people. One such method is going in public transport. And it has other benefits. It's affordable mobility for the masses. What is the percentage of people who can go for vehicles? Boosting local economies and creating jobs. And saving on fuel and vehicle costs. Because both these for Sri Lanka comes from abroad. We had a serious economic crisis immediately after COVID-19. You might have seen that in news. India helped us a lot to come out from the economic crisis. We did not have fuel for days and weeks, and we don't have gas. We had a serious problem of foreign currencies. It's partly because of public transport. And the government did not learn a lesson. When I had the opportunity of advising, I said, let that crisis be there. Let's promote public transport. Let's promote sustainable transport modes, things like improve walking facilities. Let's promote cycling. Let's improve public transport. We don't want cars anymore. At least one group of generation like me. So this is one of the studies I did on this line. Let me know when the time is up. Anyway, I'm trying to share my experience on 2 studies we carried out in Sri Lanka. Of course, both my postgraduate students, both are graduated. One has moved to PhD, the other one has moved to a different sector. One was a study mainly based on questionnaire on user satisfaction of public transport system in Kandy. Our main idea was to study what are the reasons for public to move away from public transport to private transport. That study was mainly based on a questionnaire survey and then some field investigation. We did a questionnaire survey using paper-based, but originally from Google. We prepared a Google sheet. Oops. Yeah. Okay. It is a questionnaire survey. We asked from public, what do they think about opinion survey? We prepared the questionnaire, we collected the data and sort out data of analysis. We developed a statistical model and build up relationships. The questionnaire mainly had 4 sections: demographic factors of the respondents, and information regarding the journey, and information regarding frequency of harassment experienced by users, information regarding factors affecting to the passenger satisfaction. I saw in some countries, we don't have that much in Sri Lanka, having separate compartments, separate areas for women, assuming women or females are harassed in public places, including public transport. When Indian Metro started, I wanted to enjoy a ride. So I'm a photographer, not a professional photographer. I enjoy taking photos. I should have almost close to 1 million photos of various road scenes of different countries. So I went with my camera to a metro station. The station refused me entering. They said, photography is not allowed. I said, I came specially to take photos, not to ride the train, of course, to ride the train also. And I showed my identity card and I said, I'm a university teacher. My subject of is traffic. Let me go in that. So they granted me permission to enter the vehicle after putting my camera into the bag. But sorry to say this in public, they didn't know that my mobile phone is in my hand. The mobile phone is much better than my camera. So I captured few photos only for my private use. And whenever necessary to show my students, this is how India developed. We should take examples from India. And I saw some compartments colored in pink, if I'm not wrong, reserved only for females, because harassment is very common. To tell you where my study carried out, I hope you know the Sri Lankan map with your country, India. This is Colombo, and Kandy is here. Kandy is in the central part of the island. It's a cool place, heaven on earth, very, very cold. Average temperature is about 25 to 26. You can do anything on earth other than skiing, because it's a very, very good place. And we have Lord Buddha's tooth temple. Whether you are a Buddhist or a Hindu, whenever you visit Sri Lanka, you can come to Kandy and you can see my university also one day. So this is about the study area. Kandy is considered to be the second largest city in Sri Lanka. Colombo is 1. 2 is either Kandy or Galle. Kandy is considered the second one. Population is about 1.4 million. We have 20 district secretaries, 9 DSDs, division secretaries, and more than 60,000 people living in Kandy. We have 542 intra-provincial routes and 220 nodes, origin and destinations within Kandy. And we have 2 public transport systems based on roads. One is called RPTA. RPTA stands for Regional Public Transport Authority. Each province has its own public transport system. SLTB stands for Sri Lanka Transport Board. which is for the whole country. So RPTA is only for province. So all the 24 provinces has their own RPTS. 54% is covered by SLTP, 46% covered by RPTA. But the country scenario is slightly different because there's not much attraction in provincial areas. Otherwise, when SLTB has 5,000 buses, private owners have 25,000 buses. They have one way. So these are the two organizations. So this is the study I carried out. Let me rush this quickly. Questions had 5 scales. Describes the strength of the opinion towards a particular factor in a Likert scale. And then we did a cross-section analysis and a statistical data analysis. As I said, this is a postgraduate project of a student of mine who graduated with a Masters of Engineering. And developed a relationship between considered comfortability parameters. We asked about the comfort, ordinal logistic regression, and find the standard level of bus stops. We visited bus stops and we gave a number marking system to see how attractive bus stops are, how safe bus stops are. I had another study last year to check the convenience and safety at bus halls. It's a major factor. Right now, these are the basic information about the data collected. Sample size was 361. Consider the population we identified about to go to the sampling techniques and the sample size. Hello?
No problem,
Can you
sir.
hear
You
me?
proceed. Yes, sir. It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Please.
Yeah, okay, yes. The respondents are 55% male, 45% female. And this is the age distribution, 40 to 50, 50, etc. And 30 to 40 was the largest, 39%. Anyway, I don't want to call this as a random sample, kind of a convenience sampling. The education background is up to 47% advanced level. Advanced level means probably the same as India. Just before entering to university or the tertiary education, 22% diploma level, 26% graduates, only 5% up to O level. That is the largest crowd actually. I'm going to have more from that group. And this is the monthly income. Majority was between 30,000 to 70,000. And the respondents' main mode of transport was buses. Therefore, the study should give something to the society. Those who responded were not aliens to public transport system. 89% was major method was public transport. And among them also 88% daily travelers. So that means this study should tell something to the society. This study should tell something to the government. These are the 4.4 types of harassments listed by the respondents in the pilot survey. We did a pilot survey to check how to organize a question. I mean, you all are researchers, you will know how to do a pilot survey and how to do an actual survey. We found mainly these 4 as a major harassment in the country. Well, before starting, I could not tell you that I'm not very happy and proud to make this presentation because I have to bring out some bitter stories of Sri Lankan culture to the general public and to the world, but it's a truth. We should understand it. These are the 4 biggest problems. Pickpocketing. I was in Japan about 2 months ago. I was invited by a university in Kyoto to do some visiting lectures. And I always think whenever I go to Japan, that's my second country actually. I did my PhD also in Japan. As one of the countries I have to visit quite frequently compared to other countries. I always think, why can't we do it like Japan? We don't have even 1/10 of problems they have. We don't have 1/10 of problems Japanese have. They have earthquakes, they have volcanoes, they have winter seasons, they have floods, they have all kind of disturbances. But we don't. But the biggest problem we have in our country is public attitude and the public affection to the society. So that is why I said I do more work on the society than in the university and academia. I do lectures for police, I do lectures for police officers, I do lectures for drivers of different categories. And I do more on society than in the university. So pickpocketing is a serious problem. I don't know whether it is common in India. I saw in some countries, but it never happened in Japan. Never. It is otherwise. If you drop your purse, you will get it. It happened to me. When I tried to leave the country, I found my camera was missing. Then I traced back my memories and I thought it may be at that place. And I called a friend of mine to go and check whether the camera is there. It was there, and they arranged to send me. It is a slightly expensive camera. It is a latest mode of GoPro. As I said, I'm a regular photographer. Wherever I go, I take photos to do public programming. But in Sri Lanka, it's not that. Very happy, very sad to say that. And sexual harassment is very serious in our country. I don't know whether it's common in India. I heard sexual harassment is there in India also. Very unfortunate, we talk about sexual harassment only to females. Do you know it happening on the other side also? Sexually harassed males, they never say. Even the females say. I'll show you some of the examples. And disturbance due to vendors. Mobile vendors are very noisy. And disturbance due to beggars. So these were the 4 major issues we identified. There were a few other issues like the cleanliness of bus stands, bus stops, and the intruders of bus halls, bus stops, and the blocking of bus stops, etc. I'll come to that point a little later. These are the main complaints made by public transport users. Pickpocketing, 33% not responded. 4% said almost daily they lose something. My daughter lost her purse one day after of course her school education. I said you should get used to public transport. You travel in public transport now. During her university days, one day she traveled only 2 kilometers from university to home. She lost a purse, lost everything, identity card, driving license, everything. And 2% said several days a week, and 4% said several times a month. You remember the sample. 88% travel in daily, 86% main mode of transport is public transport. So just imagine that kind of population having some kind of harassment like this. And then sexual harassment, 8% daily, 7% several times a week, 8% several times a month, 43% rarely. So it is a serious problem. In countries like Japan, and I had the experience of Norway, Oslo, I have experience of Sweden, Singapore, you won't expect this to happen. Just as I said, we don't have any problem. This is how they responded about sexual harassment, female and male. Male also have sexual harassment, daily 5% for males, 6% several times a week, 7% several times a month, 47% rarely. We talk only about sexual harassment for females. Males are more vulnerable. And people don't like to hear that males were sexually harassed. We have some internal reports. Some males were harassed by males, but most of the males were harassed by females. And vendors, 42% said they were interrupted, disturbed by vendors almost every day. So somebody using a car, air-conditioned and comfortable car, will not move into public transport because of that. Anyway, so these are the basic information. 43% disturbed by beggars on almost daily basis. And this is the bus stop condition. Bus stops are not that user-friendly and maintained very well. Cleanliness of the bus halt, 58% said dissatisfied, 25% satisfied, 17% neutral. Safety, 47% were not very happy about the safety. So we collected data about bus holes, about 67 bus holes around the city. This is a map of Kansas City. My university is, if you can see the mouse, See the mouse is, I think, is visible. This Candy City. Candy City is somewhere here. Let me take the pointer and see if I can show you. Yeah. Candy City is somewhere here. Candy City is due to its the internet store or something. Yeah. All these marks indicates the bus holes visited. These are the roads. There are three main directions connecting to Candy City. As I said, Candy City is considered to be the second largest, and Candy City is UNESCO Heritage City, mainly because of the temple of Truth. We call it Temple of Truth. We believe Lord Buddha's one of the truths kept at this temple. So highly tourist attracted city, both local and foreign. So these are the bus holes we noticed. We gave a weighting based on few previous studies referring, giving 100% to a bus hold. We allocated certain marks, whether there's a bus shelter or not in bad weather days. With there's seating facilities, lighting, amenities, safety, traffic management, cleanliness, transit information, access path, appearance. This is how the marks are distributed out of 100. And then according to a study carried out by, I can't remember the name here, marks 0 to 20 considered to be very bad. There were 7 such bus stands, bus stops, 10%. Marks 21 to 40 considered to be bad. There were 20 such, 30%. 81 to 100 considered to be very good. So it is only 5. Only 8%. Only 8% of bus holes are categorized as very good. Again, you know, public's perception will vary depending on their expectation, their experience. Anyway, we have a number called 8%. So only 35% bus stops located around Kandy are in good or very good condition. 27 plus 8, 35%. 25 bus stops average standard level. That is this. So it is one more area to consider to promote public transport, because when you do public transport, we will have a better system in the country. So this is the division according to the road. I told you there are 3 roads. The 3 roads have 4 connections, and the 4 connections has this number of bus holes with average category neutral. And these are the bus stop evaluation around city, visibility of route. And then we sent a group of students to bus holes and we asked them to sit in the bus hold and see whether the bus route is visible or not. And this is overall satisfaction. 39% neutral and 49% dissatisfied. Almost half of the respondents were not very happy overall about public transport, which is a very significant factor according to me. I'm much older than all of you, and I'm planning to get out from my car. One thing, I'm old, I don't have enough energy to drive long distances. I pray to have good public transport system. So I'll be to get into a bus and read a book or listen to music and go in a public transport. So that is one of my aims of advising government to make public transport better. This is the total figure. Anyway, comment is satisfied. And about bus frequency, travel speed, fare collection system, safety bus routes. People are happy about bus frequency, overall system. So you can see the dissatisfaction, travel speed. Most of the privately owned public transport buses do not drive at a high speed. They go very slow with the expectation of collecting more and more passengers on the way. And the cleanliness also not very satisfied. And then another problem is audio video system. That is why the current government started or accelerated removing illegal and dangerous fixtures from vehicles. That was my last article in newspaper. If you just check, those papers are available online. These days, actually, I'm compiling all those articles and trying to publish as a book. And an overall system. So this is how the equation of develop index, highly dissatisfied, neutral, and then this is a range in the Likert scale. And ultimately, these are the values between 2 and 4, assigning 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the ordinal regression model developed. So let me stop this because of the interest of time and go to the next study I did. How much time I have? Did I use extra time? Can I share my thoughts on the next topic
Yes, sir,
also?
yes.
Or? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'll go little fast. I know I talk very slow at times. Whatever my presentation. Let me show you another scientific study we carried out, both that also related to public transport, and we have a lot of publications on this. If you find check Jayalath Edirisinghe public transport, you may be able to find in
Dear ladies and gentlemen, hope you all have a good day today.
Oops, what happened? Oops, give me a minute. Yes. This again, another postgraduate student did my project under me. He also graduated. Yeah. So we checked. We gave indicators about bus availability, and then the spatial availability, spatial variation, and temporal variability, where the services are provided, and this is the capacity. So this is the traffic analysis zones, route coverage parameter, frequency parameter, and capacity parameter. And we standardized the scoring system for all three, and we calculated what is called overall CIBA, central import of the bus system. This is the route coverage parameter calculated. CO2 TA is it traffic analysis zones based on the route length per unit area. L is the route length, and A is the area of traffic analysis zone. TAZ stands for traffic analysis zone. That was divided according to the administrative boundaries of the country. And we found a high route coverage value 6, low route coverage value as 4. I calculated based on the total daily number of buses on all routes with TAZ. The service frequency of the buses was calculated using the scheduled timetables of the bus operators. That has a frequency of traffic analysis zone. And high frequency value of TZ and low frequency value of 4.6. So these colors using GIS indicates the frequency level. And then we calculate capacity parameter, calculated based on the number of bus seats available as seat per kilometer. Total daily seats calculated using buses per day and number of seats available per bus. Total daily buses seats multiplied by the length of the length of the traffic analysis zone of I and divided by the population of the traffic analysis zone was calculated as capacity parameter C. So we had one zone with high capacity, we had 8 as lower capacity. As always, this high capacity is in the center, that is the Kandy Central Business Department.
The standard score value was
we calculated.
Bus 5 is added for all the city index bus availability values obtained from the previous equation.
And then, sorry, that is the sound actually recorded for another presentation. And overall index value for population density is this overall index value for Kandy district. So always the central part is in a higher value, that is the Kandy city, and it goes away from city limit, suburbs, it is very low. Partly because the population is low, because of that the income revenue is low, therefore the bus operators are not very happy to provide transport facilities for those areas. So that was one of the outcomes of that study. Low scored, high density areas. So ultimately we found the moderate, rich and route coverage most of the traffic and the zones, and lacking in availability of buses at higher frequencies. That is one of the problems we encountered in this study. Off hours and low density areas are not served by public transport. Obviously, to have a good public transport system, to economically viable public transport system, the population density should be high, as you all know, but they are not prepared to share that gain or economic benefits from the high areas with the low areas. So ultimately, based on all my studies, this is the final words. Public transport is a vital solution to traffic congestion and other challenges of a country. Not only from these two studies, that was what is highlighted or re-emphasized about the importance of public transport to the general public. Attracting more users to public transport is a shared responsibility among various stakeholders. It is not only the responsibility of the government, it is the responsibility of the other stakeholders also providing user-friendly public transport system. Privatization of public transport in Sri Lanka is not favorable for the road users. As I said, in some areas, you won't find buses after 7 p.m. And scientific and systematic research can significantly enhance the usability of public transport facilities. You can prove the importance of the public transport in the society through scientific studies. My second one was on that. Since the time has run out, I tried to run very fast. Finally, after having a lot of experience in India, I'm looking for some collaborative study. Collaborative studies between two countries can help identify common issues and enable mutual learning. I saw a lot of common grounds in India and Sri Lanka, not only public transport, even in other transport modes. And I saw some common areas of road safety also. So may I invite you to work with Sri Lanka? It can be our university. We have various other organizations. So that is my final request, appeal, and opening to all the listeners. We can work together. Definitely, we will be able to learn from each other. So with that, let me pay my gratitude to the group for organizing this event and inviting me. I consider it as a great honor and a privilege to say a few words. And finally, let me apologize for not doing the lecture last week. Actually, the last moment, my mother fallen ill and she was admitted to the hospital. I'm the only son. When my sister called me and said the mother is in the hospital, you will feel how only son will feel about such a situation. So I normally don't cancel an appointment, but there are situations where you have to break your normal rules and regulations. So I had to rush to see my mother. She recovered after seeing me, actually. That was the main medication she had. Next day she was discharged and I stayed with her for 1 day and so that is why we had to postpone the last week's presentation. I feel really bad and I feel really embarrassed to say no, but I had to say that. So with that, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. Again, it's a great honor and a privilege, and I'd like to meet you physically one day. God bless you.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you.
So thank you, sir. So the forum is open for discussions. So participants can unmute themselves and can interact with the speaker, Professor, our distinguished speaker, Professor Jayalath Edirisinghe, or can put any questions in the chat box also.
What is the public transport share in India? I tried to find it from Google and trying to find it in ChatGPT. I could not get a good number. What is the public transport share in Delhi? Delhi, I saw a lot of buses going because I was in Delhi. Have you all attended Safety 2024?
No, sir, no.
Oh, it's a World Congress. You should have gone since it was in India.
Yeah, you told that day, but none of us were there actually. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great conference. I usually attend the safety conferences. The other one is safe communities, and then the other one is East. East is coming up very soon in Indonesia. Sorry, yes.
So, any questions or any comments? I think our former director Samson sir was the one who only would have visited Sri Lanka. He had that opportunity earlier. So he used to say his experiences when he had visited Sri Lanka. Sir?
Thank you, Jayalath, for a nice presentation. And I have visited Kandy. Kandy was there, attended one international conference long back, I think 2017 or 18 or something like that. That I stayed.
Okay.
That was in something on a structural engineering conference, but we were there.
Okay, yes. Yes. We have an international conference organized by one individual. Yes, it's happening in Kandy. Yeah.
That's that time there. Anyway, and see whether it is in India or like Sri Lanka, we are seeing that one. The shift is happening from the public transport to the private vehicle. Like whether the Sri Lankan government they have any policy that some incentive probably we can give that one to the public transport passengers so that the shift can be reduced. One question. Second is like by improving the public transport system, maybe the safety also can also be improved. Safety in the sense that road accident situations also can be improved. And there is a thinking that by investing more on public transport, probably the number of accidents can be reduced. Probably these two things, probably if you can share your views, would be happy.
Extremely sorry, I didn't hear the first question. Can you repeat it, please? Incentives for, I did not hear that, probably because of internet connection of this side. What is the first question, please?
I think it was like giving incentives for public transportation. Yeah, sir, please.
Incentives for public transport operators, is it?
Yes.
No, first. Yes. Whether that is good, like whether you have any policy like that.
Well, if I got the question properly, whether there is incentive given for public transport, privately owned public transport to promote, to my best of knowledge, no. There was a suggestion to give them a special reduction on fuel, that was also not given. The privately owned public transport system evolved without having proper rules and regulations. That happened. The current system happened in 1978, as I remember. I was a school child at that time. Original public transport system in Sri Lanka in 1940s happened through private, and then the government took over, and then 1978 it was open for private partners also. It did not happen systematically. It was running haphazardly, and slowly government tried to take over the control. They could not. So to answer the second question and first question together, if we think promoting more public transport will reduce traffic accidents, which may not be true for Sri Lanka. Because according to the available statistics, most of the fatal accidents happen by buses. The reason is we were advisors to government, but government don't take this seriously. If you take 1,000 buses, you will find 990 owners. They are scattered. So there's huge competition on the road. Mainly, the buses run in Sri Lanka on roads. I'm again a bit embarrassed to open some of these, but these are known globally. Not to provide transport facilities to public, but to earn some money. So that is one of the biggest problems we face. That is why the current government is trying to change that scenario. So what we need is to improve the public transport, is not to give more buses or not to give more facilities, but to educate bus owners, bus drivers, and bus conductors. Most of the critical accidents, there was a number of serious accidents recently, but privately owned public transport vehicles, the competition, there are two problems. One is competition. The other one is irritable driving very slow to pick more passengers. There are enough facilities according to my understanding. I don't know whether I answered your question. So it is not purely technical. Actually, it is a multicultural issue, and each country has its own problem in the country. Our problem is that some of these bus drivers are not educated, though their education background, their social background, their family backgrounds are, sorry to say this, but slightly lower than the average. So they try to show their difference in some of these, using some of these dangerous methods. I don't know whether you understood your question properly and whether I responded to it appropriately.
Yeah, so there is a
Hello?
question in the chat box also. I think it's from Wilson, WKC.
Okay.
What are the measures
How
that
to
we
see
can
chat box?
suggest to increase the public transport patronage? Maybe specific to Sri Lanka also, because as you just now told, is something unique, I can say.
Yeah, definitely. We have to have a proper management system. There's no, in papers, there's a management system, but I was in director boards number of times, but that's not effective. We have to have something like active bus clusters. As I said, when you take 1,000 buses, you will find 900 owners. So these 900 owners try to compete with each other. So these owners are only interested in earning money, not providing transport facilities. So therefore, they don't run in off hours. They don't run in low dense areas. But if you put it as a bus culture cluster or a bus company, shares these profits can be shared among the use the running. And there was another issue in the country. Actually, the government tried to have a common timetable between SLTB, that is governmentally owned public transport, and the privately owned public transport. The government couldn't do it because the government does not have as equal number of buses as the private numbers. So my suggestion was, prepare the timetable. If the state time or the time allocated for the government buses cannot be provided through a bus, sell that time to somebody. So a private owner can go. It was not considered. I do not know whether it is a foolish idea, but that was the thing came to my mind. So because of not having a common timetable, there's a huge competition. There's a lot of other unethical things also happen. So my suggestion to government is to have a good management system, classes system, and then good education system, and a serious fine system to law enforcement. Law enforcement also not adequate considering the behavior of some of the bus drivers. So those are my regular suggestions to the government whenever I attend parliament or whenever I attend presidential commissions, etc. I can't check the chat box because I'm new to this software. Where is the chat box? Or you can.
The top right, sorry, bottom right corner. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. The question is just like, what are the measures that can be adopted to increase the public transport patronage based upon the experience?
What can be the
measures to increase the public transport patronage based upon your experience?
Yes. We did number of studies. Actually, we did a number of studies about mode changing, especially among groups where private cars are the main transport system. One of their main concerns is running on time. Buses don't run on time in Sri Lanka. They drive very slow, especially short distance buses drive very slow to pick more passengers. So one of the suggestions is to have a proper bus timetable system. And then the facilities at bus halls and bus stops. That is why we did number of studies to check the quality of bus stops and bus halls. Not only sexual harassment, even other inconveniences. Beggars are occupied and the three-wheeler drivers are encroached. So there's no system, proper rule, regulation to control those. And number 3 is more comfortable buses. Actually, these buses are not very comfortable. Once get used to a car, don't feel like going in buses. To tell you very honestly, I did not see these kind of buses even in India. They say these buses are manufactured in India, but when I came to India last December, say to 2025, I stayed in a hotel. I saw buses are much more comfortable. So I do not know from where they are bringing these buses. Buses are not comfortable, and they are not protected against accidents. So to increase the patronage of public transport, increase the more popularity of public transport, government should seriously think about this. So again, coming back to the original suggestion, education, enforcement. So if you can educate the bus drivers and bus conductors and bus owners that they are doing a great service to the society while earning a little bit of money, that message has not gone to the bus owners or bus drivers, because I was in director boards, so I know their mindset. I hope I converted my feelings into right words.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah. So any more questions or comments, sir? Yeah. Anthony?
Yes, sir. So thank you, Dr. Edirisinghe. We are glad that we got the opportunity to finally host you in spite of the challenges you had to face. We're really grateful for the time and effort you took to deliver this session for us. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Vasudevan N., Junior Scientist, Traffic Engineering and Safety Division, NATPAC, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of NATPAC, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for joining us today for this insightful technical talk on the topic towards a sustainable future, investing in public transportation systems. It has been an enlightening session, shedding light on the advancements in sustainable public transportation system. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere thanks to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Jayalath Edirisinghe, whose expertise and knowledge have truly motivated our audience. Thank you, sir, for delivering an engaging and informative presentation. We are grateful for the knowledge and insights you have shared with us today. I would like to express my gratitude to all the attendees for your presence and active involvement. Again, I would like to extend my gratitude to our director, section heads, and the organizing team for their kind support in arranging this program. Again, special mention to our former director, Dr. Samson Matthew, for his constant support. I believe we all have gained valuable insights from today's talk, and let us carry this knowledge forward to achieve the goals of sustainability in the transportation sector. Thank you once again to everyone involved, and we look forward to hosting more technical talk in this series and continuing this legacy. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is an honor. It is an honor to have this opportunity to share my experience. I have to attend another event at 12:30. So
Please, sir.
let me
So
be thankful to you again for giving me this opportunity. Hope to see you again somewhere. We are in the same field one day.
Yeah, physically.
Probably in Indonesia. Yeah, probably in Indonesia next East Conference.
Sir.
I'm planning to attend.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you. All the best. God bless you.
So, sir, thank you.